back, this time with Verosika, who I'll say is my favorite female character in Helva Boss, mostly because she's extremely pretty and voiced by the miraculous Ladybug, but also because I like how she was introduced. Everyone's reaction to her was pretty perfect, especially Moxie. Plus, I love the fact that she's the introduction into Blitzo's life. Like, we knew he was a performer due to the posters in his office and worked at Lululand, and at some point also performed jokes at Lululand as well. Plus, the added hint he had some kind of relationship with OG Fizz. So when Verosika stepped on the scene, she opened all kinds of doors into Blitzo's past of being the odd one out of each famous person he's connected to. Like, Blitzo has bagged and been related to some pretty big names. Like, he's currently with a prince after being with a pop star, which is just crazy. Like, his charisma level must be at max. But enough about Blitzo. Verosika herself is a pretty interesting character. I like the call out to her having a drinking problem and going to rehab, which I like to think the rehab in hell isn't like what we have here, but like a get your shit together or you can't go to the human world anymore kind of thing, which I'm gonna address in my rewrite video. Cause like, why did the succubus go to Earth if the sinners they entice can't go to the ring when they die? Like, unless Asmodeus and Lucifer have some kind of deal, I don't really see the point into having the succubus go upstairs, cause the only person it benefits is Lucifer. But whatever. I also really like that she's very clearly broken up about what happened between her and Blitzo, and she clearly must have liked him a lot to get his name tattooed on her. And it makes me wonder if she was sent to rehab after her and Blitzo broke up, and if he might have been the tipping point for her. Though I have a feeling both were a pretty toxic match and were kind of in that like fast love type of relationship. Either way, when the episode dropped, I was super excited to see more Hell natives, and though succubus just looked like more humanoid imps, it was cool to see what made them different. And seeing Verosika for the first time really got me somewhat invested in the show. Plus, the episode was pretty good. I liked the setup and competitive nature both Verosika and Blitzo have, and I liked we were going back to the human world because episode 2, we got like way too much info on Stolas and Octavia's home life, which I feel should have been saved for later, along with going in the order of Blitzo's past relationships. Like, obviously we're introduced to Stolas first because that's Blitzo's current relationship. Then next episode, we meet Verosika, who was Blitzo's previous relationship. And then in a couple more episodes later, we're introduced to Robo Fizz, who is another relationship that Blitzo has burned. And now currently we're going to see Barbie Wire. So you know, it would have been really cool to see like every relationship Blitzo has had with somebody in order. So yeah, but yeah, the episode was good. Love the song, though I think somewhere in the middle the episode loses itself with the Luna and Tex plot and Moxie and Millie doing their own thing, then the weird Luna and Blitzo fight, and then the monster attack. Like, wasn't the main plot the challenge to see how many sinners they could add up? I think what would have been fun was to see the IMP gang and Verosika's crew interact more. Like, the succubus try to woo people and the IMP gang kills the human that they're trying to woo before they get the chance. Or Blitzo tries to sabotage Verosika's performance and Luna taking Blitzo doing that as an opportunity to flirt with Tex, which in turn keeps him busy from stopping Blitzo. Plus, it could lead Blitzo into seeing how Luna acts around Tex, and Verosika takes advantage of this and asks Blitzo if he's gonna ruin her love life the same way he's done with his own. And like, we can still have the fight between Luna and Blitzo, but be a bit more realistic and less whatever their fight was even about, because it kind of went all over the place. Except for the last part, that could have worked if Blitzo was trying to give advice or just be like, he works for Verosika and someone who works for her only wants one thing out of you. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Sorry, I keep going back to Blitzo. I can't help it. When Verosika only gets like the littlest amount of dialogue when talking to him, even her Aussie episode, all she did was sing what it was like dating him and poof, she's gone. But yeah, I feel she's kind of underused. I know the VA is like extra busy with miraculous stuff right now, but hopefully she'll get another chance to shine and be more involved. Anyway, on to the redesigns. This has been long enough. Anyway, the design. Now, when I was high off the episode release, I didn't think too much about the design, but after like a while, I realized it's not a very good design. Like, it's just messy, if that's the right word. Like, I've always wanted to talk about this, but back then, if I said anything, the fandom would have been on me so fast. But yeah, I like Verosika's design in separate pieces. Like, the stars make sense, pop star, yeah. The hearts on her shoes make sense, lust, love, all that jazz, and the X's and O's, kisses and hugs. And then there's the black and white color scheme and pink fur coat, all great things. Just not all together. Like, it's too many symbols that don't match and too much pink combo colors because her fur kind of blends into her hair, and then like the whites also blend in a little too much with her hair as well. It's just a lot. It's a lot. So for Verosika's redesign, I had asked you guys to pick what symbol I should go with the most, and to my surprise, you guys picked the X's and O's, which, I'll be real, I wasn't excited to work with as I couldn't really think of anywhere else to put the design other than her chest. But I found I could replace the hearts on her shoes to X's and O's and take away the stars on her horns to make room for the X's and O's earrings, along with adding an X to her choker and giving her an O necklace. And side note, if anyone knows the story behind the gay Ken dolls necklace, then you know that's not a normal O necklace. Anyway, for Verosika's body, I didn't change all that much other than moving the black on her wings to the tips of her wings. That way we can see the hidden hearts better, which was the main symbol I was hoping you guys would have wanted, but I'm happy I found a way to keep them. Though they are mostly hidden, I still think it works better, as I like to think Verosika truly wants a deep kind of love, but isn't allowed to show it much due to her status as a pop star and the fact that she is a succubus. Like, I don't think it's uncommon for a succubus to want true love, but I can see how that can be a little weird for them socially, considering, like, they are lust demons, that's their whole thing. Plus, the lust ring doesn't seem to be the kind of place to look for that kind of connection. Like, I can imagine each ring has a different view on love, whereas lust is just like, no. Anyway, I pretty much kept Verosika's OG design. I just reworked the colors and worked harder on the black and white thing she has going on. Like, as soon as I saw the checkered pattern they were going for, I was like, we need to go bigger. So I split the black and white vertically instead of horizontally. And yeah, the sleeves should technically be swapped, but I didn't want them to overlap when she put her hands down. Plus, it works better since she probably won't ever actually touch her legs unless for like a poster. Anyway though, I fused her fur coat to her outfit because, as you guys know, I love fur and I hate when she takes her jacket off. Like, it just looks so good on her, so I figured why not give her furry shoulder pads. It's obnoxious and pop star styled enough to work for her. Still not sure about the color though, which is kind of why I added this sheer A-line skirt so it wouldn't feel so out of place. Like, I made so many versions of main outfit Verosika and I couldn't find one I loved enough to stick with other than this one, and that's probably because of the 70s go-go dancer I referenced her around. Like, 70s stuff is coming back, and the 70s was the era of free love, which I'm sure thrilled Osmodius. Plus, I mean, have you ever seen sexy 70s go-go girls? Or like the costume versions? It's pretty much just daytime lingerie, which I think works for someone like Verosika. So yeah, I added platforms to her heels and gave her the signature 70s bump in her hair and waved it a bit. I was gonna go full curl, but it ended up looking kind of crazy. So yeah, I simplified the stripes in her hair. But anyway, Verosika's makeup, I pretty much took inspiration from G1 Monster High Doll's style of makeup, since for me, a lot of the dolls had such good makeup styles, I couldn't help looking at their faces every time. Plus, the style works for the 70s theme I have going on. Plus, instead of looking straight at her chest, you now have the option to also look at her face. I also gave her black and white lipstick, since a lot of the female characters have black lipstick. Like, the lack of variety kind of irritates me, so I figured I'd make Verosika a little different from the others in the show. So yeah, white lipstick. Overall, I'm relatively happy with the design. I'm still not completely satisfied, but I never am when it comes to pop star characters. I always want it to be amazing, so I get two in my head sometimes, but I think it's cute for an everyday kind of look for a hellish lust pop star. Anyway, let's move on to human Verosika. Okay, I'ma say it. When the trailer dropped for Verosika's episode and we saw her human form first, I really did not like her design. And when the episode did drop and we saw the full look, I was like, okay, I kinda like it. I think. I also think my main problem with not liking her in the beginning might have been because it was a front shot of her face, but for her human design, it's not bad either. In fact, it's cute for a beach concert. It's just the hair color style and that random off-color fabric on the side of her skirt is just not doing it for me. Also, I really don't get why she has roots in her human form. Like, no one else has this issue with their human disguises. Also, what's with the star on the crotch? It's honestly so weird it's there, and I mean, I get the joke. It just looks weird where it's at, okay? But the full design isn't actually that bad. Just kind of not what I'd imagine a pop star wearing at a beach venue. And speaking of beaches, that's exactly where I went when redesigning human Verosika, or I guess more Coachella at the beach is what I did. Anyway, when redesigning human Verosika, I kind of took inspiration from Barbie Wire's human form, because as you can see, her horns turn into pigtails. But I didn't want to give Verosika pigtails since they'd be hella long, so I went with double buns. I also straightened her hair more and gave her a V-cut bangs, but made them more heart-shaped since I really wanted to use hearts for her main outfit, but figured I could use them on her human look instead. Though I did keep a nod to her main look's hair with the long strip of hair hanging down, and replaced the X's and O earrings with heart clips. I also downplayed her makeup and changed her lip color to match better. I also made her a bit more tan, as her original pink skin color is just way darker tone-wise than the other succubus we've seen. Like no one seems to match her insanely pink skin, so that's why I darkened her tan a little bit more. Also, I know her OG design came with sunglasses, but we never see them again after she gets out of the car. And I'm like, we're at the beach. Those would have been perfect for this exact location. So I gave her small heart-shaped sunglasses, again to match, but also a fun way to hide her pink eyes. I'm sure a lot of people assume they're contacts, but I can imagine some humans being like, do you ever take those off? Or just getting too close and noticing they're not contacts. And it leads me to wonder what would actually happen if a human actually figured out they were not human. Luna's eyes are bright red, Verosika's are bright pink. I think even the succubus crew's eye colors are also different. How do humans not notice? Now for the outfit, I wanted to keep the same shape as the OG design, just less like a salsa instructor from the 80s. Plus those slip-on sleeves. No, I don't know who thought those were cool back in the 2000s, but no, never again. So I put her in a cinched tankini with what I like to call jellyfish ruffles with a black heart print. I also then gave her a sheer cinched cover up with ties on the side, mostly to hint at the X's on her main look's gloves. Then gave her a side skirt cover up, as her bathing suit bottoms are those deep V type. Obviously, if Verosika was swimming, it'd be okay to take the skirt off, but when you're up on stage with that kind of bottoms on, let's just say you don't want people to have pics of that angle. Anyway though, sticking with the jellyfish theme of the ruffles, I added a more wispy style to the bottoms, along with adding a heart-shaped clasp and the black heart print to make sure it all looked like a set. As for her shoes, I really didn't like they had Verosika in those thigh-high boots at the beach, along with the heel part. Now, I really wouldn't have been bothered if she never left the stage, but she did. And seeing her stand on sand made my brain itch, and not in a fun way. Even a few of the crew members are wearing heels on the beach. What the fuck? They should all be sinking right now. They're defying all laws of physics right now. This should not be happening. So yeah, I turned her boots into open-toed wedge sandals and added hearts on the back of them and heart ankle charms, just going full Valentine's Day on her. And honestly, I couldn't be happier with this design. Yeah, it's a little over the top, but nothing a little recoloring and simplifying the patterns can't fix. But man, I love this design. It's so cute and very pop star meets the beach, Coachella vibes that I really wanted, and just, And I find it funny, you guys are going to hear me say how much I love the Aussie design more. I feel I only went up the more I played with the design. After I got the main design figured out and started working on the other two, I was just 100% into everything that I was doing. But let's move on to her Aussie outfit. Okay, I know I said in my last video that Androphus's Outfit was my #1 most disliked outfit, but Jesus Christ, I think Verosika's Aussie outfit takes the cake. Like, again, it looks good, but like, separately. Like, her top and skirt don't even match and only look good when the neon lights are on. Plus, her skirt kind of reminds me a little bit too much of like the Maman style instead of Lust, so yeah. But I mean, plus, if she's performing here, shouldn't her outfit be more over the top like other pop stars like to do? Yet she's in something pretty similar to her usual getup. Like, if her style is to have long sleeves and the chest and crotch pattern, fine. But it's still just her main look, just in a different color. Either way, this is probably the #1 outfit I hate out of all the Hell of a Boss outfits. Also, seriously hate her heart hair tie. It looks like something a little kid would wear. Like, love the ponytail in general, but like, no to the heart charm thingy. Also, her boots. Why? Like, her regular black ones were fine and probably would have fit better since she has a heart on her crotch now. Just weird design picks all around. I seriously want to see the concept art for this outfit. I need to know what the direction was. So for the redesign, I did keep the ponytail. I just made it higher and replaced the child's hair tie with a neon band. As for the hairstyle, I decided to keep with the theme of different bangs for different looks, so I split her bangs down the middle, made them longer, and waved them a bit. As for her makeup, I added the neon purple color to her eyeshadow and lipstick to match with Ozzy's club. I also was gonna add a bunch of X's to the neon parts of her outfit, but I really didn't like it after I started lining everything. Anyway though, I really liked the sheer look of OG Verosika's top and decided to keep it but extend it to her hands. I like to think Verosika keeps her hands covered in the lust ring due to not knowing what her fans have been up to, or she's had a bad experience with shaking fans' hands. Also, I did go back and recolored her sheer top, and I'm way happier with it. Anyway though, I added more glitter to her top so she'll shine extra hard during her song number. Also added fur to the middle part of her sleeves for more pop star costume obnoxiousness, but also so I could do the black and white fur I wanted to do on the main look. And honestly, I think it works better on this design. And speaking of fur, I kind of went crazy with the fur elements and added it to her chest along with the sides of her outfit, kind of like a fluffy showgirl mixed with a cabaret costume. Anyway, again, I stuck with the black and white theme as I feel that's her brand, kind of like Billie Eilish's was green and black for like what felt like forever. And since her design was featuring X's more, I went with that as the main design instead, as I can kind of see the O's not being a super popular symbol to have at Aussies. I mean, hugs at a Lust club, yeah, not really the vibe. I also gave her a slip-on garter with an X on it, those pre-lace underwear to give the illusion of a low thong, and a chest garter harness, really showing off her sex appeal. And finally, her boots / thigh-high tights. I did make the tights the same shape as the boots, again as more of a signature look and keeping with the hidden heart theme. Also, again, later you'll see I did recolor the tights to solid black and white instead of sheer. Still don't know if I'm 100% in love with it, but at this point I'm ready to be done. Also, her shoes are half-cut pointer boots designed to make her taller, and concerned about how she's able to walk, along with the signature X's on the front of the boots. Overall, this is probably my favorite design out of the three, especially after the recolor. I'm like extra excited to do some edits with these designs, as I didn't get the chance with the gender bent version, as I had burnt myself out at the time, so it'll be fun to go back and try again. Anyway though, I still really like Verosika, probably not as much as Chaz, but I still think she could have been a fun character to delve into more. What's funny is I think she and the Cherubs could have been a fun season 1 main antagonist, since both have the ability to go to the human world and easily could have been a foil to the IMP gang, along with going deeper into Verosika and Blitzo's history, and possibly could resolve their issues during the first season. Like, think about it, every season could be Blitzo and the IMP dealing with a new basic villain and one person from Blitzo's past, giving Blitzo much needed character growth, relationship-wise, which would help him see that his feelings for Stolas are deeper than the arrangement. Like, the show could easily be a fun journey of self-healing. Like, yeah, not everyone from Blitzo's past will forgive him, but at least he could have made his peace with them. Anyway though, this was a lot of fun and helped a lot in my ideas for the rewrite, as I kind of figured out season 1 does need a bit more filling out to make season 2 work. Anyway though, let me know what you all think about all 3 looks. Next video will be Fizzaroli, which I am surprised you all voted for. Really thought Striker had mad pull, but eh. Anyway, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Really helps out the channel and me. I hope you all have a super fantastic day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.